In exploring this whole practice of queering sexual violence, I'd like us to focus in this video on one particular real-life story. It's about a case of non-consensual encirclement. The story was told by a High Court judge at a conference I went to a few years ago, and he gave us a definition of rape according to the 2003 Sexual Offences Act for England and Wales. He mentioned how it involves a penis being inserted into the orifices of another person, and he also spent time exploring the whole notion of consent and how it must be freely given. He told us the story of a young motor mechanic who decided to go out clubbing one evening. So he went out for a bit of fun, and whilst he was out, he bumped into a group of young women about his own age, and they all spent some time together. In an unusual twist from the usual approach of males using date rape drugs on females, this time it was the females who slipped the date rape drug into this young man's drink. They then took him back to one of the girls' apartments where they stripped him, restrained him to the bed, got him sexually aroused, and performing lots of different sexual acts on him until they actually mounted him and they encircled him. Now think about it for a moment. When a penis goes into a vagina, a mouth, or an anus, normally that's seen as penetration. But in this case, the young women were on top of him and they were encircling his penis. Now that falls outside the legal definition of rape and would only be sexual assault as opposed to the full definition of rape. Of course, this story got out and it even hit the local newspapers, but what the judge said was really strange in this case. He said if it was a woman who had been raped by a group of men, then this would have caused outrage, especially in some of the papers. But in this case, even when the young man was telling some of his friends at work, lots of them were just laughing about it and seeing it as one of the greatest fantasies that they could ever imagine, having sex with a number of women. So the moral of this story is we should never judge a book by its cover. And in queering sexual violence, it enables us to think differently about each and every story.